Hello YouTube viewers and subscribers, and welcome to part 2 of my 3-oil experiment. Now these bearings are bearings that were inadvertently sent to me by RC Bearing. It was actually somebody else's order, and when I contacted them I never got a response back, like they really didn't care that they screwed the order up. So that's one of several reasons why I don't do business with RC Bearings anymore. So these have been sitting in my garage on a shelf for the last 8 weeks, if you saw part 1 of the video. Now, I did have this just sitting on top just so that it would keep any bugs or any kind of debris that might be blowing around in there from getting on them, so they weren't sealed at all. Now, here's the first bearing that was in the Marvel Mystery Oil, and I think in the first video I just said I was going to look for the presence of oil, any signs of rust. Now, I really didn't expect to see any rust over the course of 8 weeks on these bearings at all. It's really kind of way too short of a time to expect any kind of rust formation, but I do feel oil on these bearings, and obviously very smooth operation, so no signs of rust. And these were brand new bearings also. Let me wipe my hands off of that one. This is the gun oil bearing. I still feel oil on it. Very smooth operation. I don't know if I can do this. Yeah. So I'm not seeing any signs of rust, and as I said, I really didn't expect to see any rust, but I don't see that any of this oil evaporated or dried up or anything like that. So I guess the point of this is really that any one of these oils would be an acceptable oil to put in a plane or an engine to close out the flying season, provided you've properly run out all of the nitromethane, all the fuel in there, and then put just enough oil in there, after-run oil in there, to coat the parts, and they would be sufficient for protecting your engine. Now, if you're actually going to really do long-term storage, like for years, any one of these also would be good, but I would put considerably more oil in there, at least, almost a very fluid amount, so that it could just stay completely bathed in there. So what I'm going to do with these is I'm just not going to even re-oil them. I may just kind of roll them around in their oil here again real quick, and I'm going to go set this stuff right back out in the same location it was. I'm not even going to put any more oil on them, and I'll just continue this experiment for another few months or so. To put more of a conclusion on the first Marvel Mystery Oil experiment I did, this bearing and a small amount of Marvel Mystery Oil has been in this shot glass since October, and I just wanted to do a quick weight again just to prove that nothing in the Marvel Mystery Oil has evaporated out or it's lost any of its content at all. So here's my scale, and I believe it was 102 grams. I just looked at the video when I first made this, and it was 102 grams was the total weight. Hopefully you can see that. If not, I'll have to angle it up. It looks like it's shifting now. Suffice it to say, 102. So still at 102 grams. No material lost from that. So I still stick to my guns and say that what I've been using for years to preserve engines, which is just straight Marvel Mystery Oil, the sweet smelling stuff, is still more than adequate to protect an engine's interior and bearings and steel parts for an extended period of time, if not indefinitely, if you put enough in there. So if those folks of you that go out and buy those little bottles of after-run oil from a hobby store, it's your money. Go ahead and spend whatever you want on that, but what I'm saying here, the whole purpose of this is to say that the stuff, Marvel Mystery Oil, that I buy at Walmart that's readily available in a quart bottle very inexpensively, will work more than fine to preserve your engine and its bearings. So this is probably going to be the last time you see this type of experiment. Like I said, I'm going to let this sit for more and more months throughout the summer, and we'll see what happens then. Thank you for watching.